community member or as a mentor, knowing that your kids you care about are okay and are doing just fine. And they're on the right path. Take a moment because I want you guys to think back to your first day with these little ones. Back to kindergarten. Parents, this is for you guys. If it was here, imagine walking them up your first day, right? Letting them go. Some of them had tears. Some of you guys had tears as they went into their kindergarten classroom, right? And then some of you guys stood by the door and couldn't walk away. Your kids looking at you like, okay, you know what?
Every single one of them. Boys and girls, just remember, you've got this. Mr. Zadie talked about doing the right thing when no one is looking. That's called integrity, and you all are capable of showing integrity, not just for yourselves, but for your family and your friends. So, you go. Parents, thank you for all the support at home. Please continue checking in with your child daily in middle school. They're going to think you're bugging them, but they still need you as much now as they did when they were in kindergarten. So thank you for the continued support. They're always going to be our kids too. So come back and see us, and we look forward to hearing about all the successes for all of you. Miss Ulrich's class, could you please stand?
Banjir dapat.
Ready for the right moment? Okay, let's get started. Roxana Madanya. Mia Manzanares. Belen Molina. Alex Moraga Jr. Gabriel Morales Diaz. Robert Navarro. Aaliyah Prado. Geraldine Ramos. Julian Ramos. Pauline Raimundo. Ilya Saipale.
Heartbeats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? Watching you stand alone. All of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow.
I can't even get the footage of the of the thing because of this thing where we're driving because people are sleeping and I don't want to disturb them. I know that. We're going there later. So Evan, rate school from 1 to 10.
Wait, no security?
Evan, rate school from 0 out of 10.
Dada, no security!
Evan, what would you rate school?
Oh,
How many
security's
stars?
like,
Evan, how many stars would you rate school?
3.
3.
4.4.
What?
4.4.
4.4? I rate mine 5.
Nah.
You can 4.4 out of 5?
And then it's coming out next month.
It's coming out next month. Whoa! I'm sorry. Alrighty. Another day of the studio tour. Maybe we're coming here next month. Who knows? But it could expire. We'll just have to roll here. Let's see. It's not open, right? It's not open. What? I'm trying to move here. I want to get that rings done. Ooh, 267 calories. Okay, remember if you remember last time.
It is
Okay. I'll have to sit down somewhere just to wait for. I left them behind. Why would I do that? So here we go.
Folks, make sure to get back and finally, please no selfie sticks while you're on board of the trip. But like I said, we are going to have a co-host. Now you'll probably recognize him from The Tonight Show, That's My Jam on NBC, or throwing it back to Saturday Night Live, Mr. Jimmy Fallon. Why don't you take this one away?
I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous studio tour. Why the times? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond, pay tribute to Universal's past, so you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience no one.
Thank you, Jimmy. Now, typically our background sets are undecorated, blank canvases until productions choose how they should look for a specific show. And in celebration of our 60th anniversary, many of our studio lot is camera ready, so make sure to have those photos up. But we're going to be starting our tour by making our way down our Universal timeline, where you're seeing just a few of the thousands of movies we've made throughout our 109 years out here in Southern California. And speaking of which, now on March 15th, 1915, our founder, Carl Bentley, invited audiences down to the studio where they could watch some of the movies being made and bought from set to set and marvel at the new advancements in technology. But with the invention of sound and film and the need for quiet on set, our original walking tour ended. And in the 1960s, under the leadership of our company chairman, Lou Wasserman, and executives Al Thorson and Jay Stein, the tour was revived when the Gray Line buses made a stop right here at our gates. And on March 15th, or on July 15th, 1964, the first of our red and white candy-striped glamour trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour-long walking tour of the backlot, and the world-famous studio tour was born. We began with just 2 drivers, 2 tour guides, 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer over on the ship, and we've added many Hollywood special effects like the Burning House and the Rock Slide, both of which were located as part of the studio in the 1970s and 80s. And back then, we did think we'd have hover trams at this point, but these are still pretty cool. As you might have noticed, we are riding around on one of our trams, super trams I should say, that's dressed up in throwback vintage style to pay homage to our original vehicles, which were designed by Harper Goff, who also worked on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and was known for his fantastic designs. And we're no strangers to innovation when it comes to our tram vehicles. Again, we started with those glamour trams in 1964, then in 1983 we added our super trams, which meant we could carry even more guests and experience more thrills. Then in 2000 we added our board monitors, turning this into a movie theater on wheels. So we're going to see where the studio tour takes us today. And it looks like we're going to be starting off in this part of the studio that we refer to as the front lot. And as you'll see, most of it is made up of our sound stages. Now we're at an interesting part of our studio. All on the left there, that's the movie studio. But what we're going to be seeing on our right-hand side, everything over there is our theme park. And it's not going to look like too much from this side of things, but the first soundstage we'll be passing by on our right is actually Super Nintendo World, home to characters like Mario and Luigi, who starred in our biggest movie of 2023, the Super Mario Brothers movie. But long before that was there, this was a part of the tour that guests could disembark and explore facets of Hollywood that weren't yet accessible to them before 1964. They could step into the office of comedy legend Lucille Ball, explore another office of Oscar award-winning
TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take them, even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air.
When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trains filled with excited guests as we drive by. So,
Keep an eye
Ya todos se hacen las películas como
They've also been using Soundstage 14 on the left as their Academy sets. And before that, it was used for another awesome workplace comedy Superstore starring Oscar-nominated America Ferrera, where we set up the entire Cloud9 Superstore in just that one soundstage alone. And as you're probably catching on, a lot of what we film on the front lot right now are television shows. And as you'll see on your screens, we have a long history of TV here at NBC, going back roughly 80 years, with our first ever televised broadcast in 1939 at the New York World's Fair. And we've come a long way since then, especially with the release of our own streaming platform, Peacock, in 2020. And sticking on the topic of TV and streaming for just a little longer while we're finishing in the front lot, the sound stages we're driving past on our right-hand sides were all recently used for the Netflix original Never Have I Ever, created by Mindy Kaling and starring by Trey Ramakrishna. And you're going to see we've even got the Minions out here with a sign, well, of course, celebrating our 60th anniversary. We have Illumination Entertainment offices right here on our lot. In fact, we're home to many of the biggest production companies when it comes to film and television, like Mark Platt, who's working on the new Wicked movies that'll be premiering later this year. You're going to see some of those offices coming up on our left. And to tell you more about their history, we have the CEO and founder of Illumination, Chris Meledandri.
In the early days of the studio, these bungalows were used as dressing rooms to the stars of Hollywood's golden age. Now, they're used as offices where some of Hollywood's top directors, writers, and producers work their magic together production, including my career, Illumination. At Illumination, we've made some of the most successful animated films in box office history, including Despicable Me, Borax, Secret Life of Pets, Minions, Sing, Grinch, and the Super Mario Brothers movie. And the team is hard at work again as we launch our next film, Despicable Me 4.
Officially done with the front lot, and for the whole rest of the tour, we'll be finding ourselves in what we refer to as the back lot.
We're about to cross the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior sets for many outdoor scenes. Over the last 60 years, studio tour guests have seen these locations turned into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows. This is Universal's Metro Sets.
Project. It's been used for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well as Marvel's Agent Carter. But long before all of that, this was home to a very iconic attraction on the studio's floor. So to tell you a bit about it, we've got the fantastic Jack Black.
Lights Out Action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds.
Wow.
Millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the trap. So close you could feel his hot banana breath. Is that it? I believe that's my last line, and then Tram moves on to the next thing.
Well, we will in just a moment, but first, obviously, we're going to be hanging out here just a second in our Metropolitan sets. And as I said, we've used this area one man entirely in spray paint, all freehand, and it just had its 5-year anniversary on the back lot back in February. And just past that phenomenal piece of artwork, we have some of our newest sound stages as well in this part of the studio. And Soundstage 30 specifically, you'll see across the way on our left-hand side, is what they've been using to film The Voice. They're filming 2 seasons at the same time, actually. And nearby, we have Soundstage 32, which was used for both Jordan Peele's horror movies, Nope, as well as Us. But you'll see in front of those new sound stages, we have a body of water over there that we call the Hollywood Ocean. And right here in 1974, the parting of the Red Sea was added to the studio tour, and that was inspired by the Paramount film The Ten Commandments. The star of the movie, Charlton Heston, made an appearance to part the waters for the guests, and the glamour train seemed to drive right through, giving everyone on board a scenic view. We have a lot of exciting anniversaries this year. In fact, it's also the 70th anniversary of my personal favorite monster movie, Creature from the Black Lagoon, which filmed a ton of their above-water scenes all throughout our Hollywood Ocean.
Whoa, that's close. Stage 15.
Sticking on the topic of universal monsters or creatures, the next sets we're going to be going through are what we call Little Europe, and they are where many of our other monster movies were filmed. Now, those are going to be the sets you'll see starting to pop up on our right-hand sides, and as you'll also be able to see from the sign out front, they are recognized by most modern audiences from their 4-season run on NBC's The Good Place, starring Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. So with that, I would just personally like to welcome each and every one of you all to what you might recognize as the Afterlife.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead. This location, the afterlife, I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. Carrie's going to the bad place.
It's not all like that.
Doesn't sound awesome. We've also used this area for a few princess movies. In fact, it was turned into Genovia for Princess Diaries 2, starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews, and it was featured in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Brandy, Whitney Houston herself, and Bernadette Peters. But as I mentioned earlier, way before all of that, and quite the opposite of princess movies, we use these sets to film so many monster films like Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which had its 100th anniversary last year. Basically, every monster movie you can think of all get their stars throughout these historic sets of Little Europe, and specifically this little behind me here. We have Soundstage 50. And this soundstage in particular was closed for about a year and a half. It had to undergo a ton of renovations since it's been on our lot for quite a long time. It just reopened this spring, so it's been in pretty high demand. They had a production in here earlier. It seems like they must have gone on break since the train ahead of us was able to get in, so we just gotta wait for that green light, and then hopefully we'll be able to do the same. Now, obviously, most of our front lot was made up of sound stages, but we do have a few here on the back lot. And the reason that we use these is because they're about 98% soundproof, 4 times thicker than your average house. So you can't really hear a lot of what's going on outside. And there's really a multitude of different ways that productions can design each of these. A lot of times you probably wouldn't even guess that certain scenes were filmed inside of a soundstage. And here's some examples of a few that were filmed right here on our lot in our sound stages.
Right.
And at the end of this clip, you'll see what it typically looks like when a production first enters. That's usually why the buildings are so tall. We have all of this area up above to add in things like lighting, rigging, boom mics, any kind of equipment. And then we usually only build the sets up about as tall as the camera's gonna see. And that's the end of that clip there. Now, one of the really neat things about Soundstage 50 in particular is that it's one of the only two-story soundstages to exist in all of Hollywood. Now, what we're seeing in front of us, this is the first floor. And speaking of doors, looks like those doors are opening. Now, we actually call these elephant doors, and the name stems from the early 1900s because they are so big, you can fit an elephant inside of them. So again, make sure to stay seated, hang on to those belongings as we're headed into Soundstage 50. Now, just based off the looks of things, it seems like they're going to be setting this production in some kind of San Francisco subway station. This whole place, again, was recently refurbished, so it is looking quite detailed, actually, as we're headed into here. But we call it a hot set, so really that just means that everything is decorated, locked for picture, and it's just ready for the director to call action.
Oh no!
Okay. So sorry about that. I think that was just one of our California tremors. It happens all the time.
Oh no!
All right, maybe a little bit more than a tremor. Congratulations, everyone. It looks like we all just survived Earthquake the Big One. Now, that attraction has been on our lot ever since 1989, so 35 years at this point. It really was close.
The studio tour way back in 1968. To the only part of the back lot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
No!
Now, we call these sets Old Mexico, and as you can see,
Wait, what?
our sprinklers on. We can help to make it appear as
But
if
it's daytime!
TV shows or movies.
It's
We
daytime!
can even add effects like booming sounds to mimic thunder or lightning
It's
for
daytime.
streetlights. And all of a sudden,
There's no
we
chance
can
of rain like
start
this.
here in Southern California.
Only if there's like rainbows and stuff. There could be rain in the
As
daytime.
you heard Al Roker mention, this attraction is what we call the flash flood. So
I want water.
as nice as these little rain effects are, I'd say it's finally time for us to turn things up a little bit. That is an example of what we call in Hollywood a practical effect, which can be seen in personal favorite childhood movies, Big Fat Liar, starring Paul Giamatti, Frankie Muniz, and Amanda Bynes. Filmed about 200 in just that first year here.
Universal, they were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a weird way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were seeing in the crowd. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal Lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and believed. I'm getting bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
We're going to touch a little bit more on Steven Spielberg in just a minute. But first, as you're seeing, we're going to be driving around some of our residential neighborhood sets and homes. On our right there, we're passing by the Chicken Ranch from the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton. And we've got some of our Colonial Street on the left-hand side, usually recognized as Wisteria Lane from Desperate Housewives, but recently used as Davy's Neighborhood in Never Have I Ever on Netflix, and for the new 10 prequel. But just past the suburbs, we have our Lion Estate sign, which was made to commemorate the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and looks like we have some fans here, and executive produced by the fantastic Steven Spielberg. Now, what we're driving up at the moment, this is what we call Steven Spielberg Drive. Obviously, he has a long history with us here at Universal, and to tell you a little bit more about it, we've got Steven Spielberg once again.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a school bus. Remember in those days there weren't trams, there were buses called the Great Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom. Everybody left to get back on the bus. I waited another 15 minutes until the bus left, and then I had the entire night to myself. So proud because all movies were made on the lots, celebrating all over the world on vacation. No tickets for August in those days, in the 60s, on the lots. So everybody noticed how I was looking around from soundstage to soundstage, and I felt in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
This is a big week for Steven Spielberg. In fact, this week, 31 years ago, the first Jurassic Park movie premiered, and 42 years ago, E.T. premiered. And we are going to be talking about one last Steven Spielberg movie on the tour here. In a moment, you're going to see the airplane crash site set straight out of his 2005 movie War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise and a very young Dakota Fanning. And the airplane we're going to drive past on the right-hand side is an actual decommissioned 747 that production purchased from an airplane graveyard just outside of the Mojave Desert, which is a little bit of why it's looking the way it is today. They had to tear the top off of it to get it to fit underneath the bypasses to come here to our studio, where it's been standing tall for roughly 20 years at this point, and since then has been used for plenty of music videos for artists like Logic, The Fray, Bring Me the Horizon, Nicki Minaj, and Rihanna from their music video for Fly Out Here, and all of this was designed by a very talented production designer named Rick Carter. We have another pretty impressive set right next to our War of the Worlds set. We'll see in a moment on our right-hand sides is the historic Mother's House, straight out of the 1960 Alfred Hitchcock movie Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates and Janet Leigh as Marion Crane. And the front and sides of it are the original that were constructed in 1959 for the film. You can even still see Mother rocking in her chair up there at the second story. But what you'll also see just up ahead of us is the Hollywood sign. As I said, we got a lot of anniversaries this year, and this is the centennial year of LA's most iconic landmark. So we collaborated with the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and if you want a picture with it, this is where you can step onto the lawn. Now, back in the day, we had this idea called Prop Plaza, which was an opportunity for guests to disembark and take photos with some of their favorite props, vehicles, characters from movies. And we have brought that back just to celebrate our 60th anniversary. Now, this is going to be a limited stop, so as soon as you are ready to get back.
Psycho, of course, very good. Really all-time great masterpiece. Hitchcock was master. The Mummy.
Kiki Palmer. In a moment, we're going to take it to Jupiter's Claim Sex straight out of that movie. But first, a little more from Jordan Peele on his time with us here at the studio tour.
I remember when we first feeling this feeling on one of my first trips to Universal Studios, seeing the Jaws ride. One of my favorite movies of all time. Just feeling like that's it. That's the Jaws. Like I don't know. Is the Jaws? I hope it is. Sharing space with Hitchcock and Spielberg. It couldn't be more fun.
The Jupiter's Claim sets were designed by a talented production designer named Whitney Young, who also worked on our Academy Award-winning film for Best Picture, Oppenheimer. So now, welcome everyone to Jupiter's Claim.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time, Southern California amusement park owned by a former child star. Over there, look into the wiki. Have your picture taken just like the kids in the 90s kid show. That's what this whole place is usually based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Wars experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable live show. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, the Golden Rush Frontier Town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the New York. Welcome to the world of movie.
Okay, I'm in this thing. I'm doing. The black thing. You control it. The black thing is to control it. Wait. When it starts, move this thing because I I've seen it. Wait, you can't move left and right. I know that already. I just saw it. And you mean like this?
No, on the seatbelt.
The seatbelt. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, pull on the seatbelt strap.
Pull?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 sec. I'm gonna do now this. There's somebody right there that looks like, that looks a lot like, which one? The what? Being on the seat is priority? I'm thirsty. Hurry up, I want to go. Okay, here we go. Wait.
Welcome aboard, Swirlers. As your buggies go up into the air, this is a friendly reminder that there is no standing, no lap sitting, or
how do you-
switching while the ride is in motion. Enjoy your swirl.
Okay. Whee! Okay. That's not how I control it. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay, be careful, be careful. I can't even try to control it. I control it already. Ah! Oh my gosh, I can fall off. I'm so high up. Okay, I'm staying at this spot. Yo, I'm already at the top. Hi! Oh my god, I can tell my phone! Oh no. Hey! Hi! Hi, right here! I'm so high up! I don't want to fall! Look at that view! I want to see what the studio tour looks like from here. Okay, help us get down! I don't want to control it like this! Yeah, I can't even control. Now are we,
Welcome back, Swirlers. As your buggies come down for a landing, please remain seated, not off by
yo, that was sick!
seated. I'll let you know when it's safe to exit. Remain seated.
I'm already at the exit.
Until now, enjoy your